I've had a number of people saying they read all these things in the paper. You hate Trump, blah, blah, blah. But they say, does Tucker like Trump's policies? Any policies of his? What's the deal with you and Donald Trump?
Let's see. I spent 4 years defending his policies, and I'm going to defend them again tonight. And actually, and I'm pretty straightforward. I love Trump, like as a person. I think Trump is funny and insightful, and I said this to Trump when he called me, all wounded about those texts. That was a moment in time where I was absolutely infuriated, and I think this is and those were all grabbed completely illegitimately, in my opinion, in this court case, which I guess I'm not allowed to talk about, but I'm enraged that my private texts were pulled.
Tucker Carlson's explaining himself. Can we play the beginning of that again? Because there's some weird maniacal laughter coming from the back end really fast. If you guys have that cue, just the first part. Once the laughter stops, we can.
I've had a number of people saying they read all these things in the paper. You hate Trump, blah, blah, blah. But they say, does Tucker like Trump's policies? Any policies of his? What's the deal with you and Donald Trump?
Let's see.
I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's the Trump policies part. But Tucker is having to explain himself because it's obviously been known that he was texting and emailing about how much he hates Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and refresh y'all's memory here. This is what he said. I hate him passionately. That's what he said during the 2021 exchange before offering a scathing assessment of Trump's presidency. So now we're going to talk about the policies maybe. That's the last 4 years, he says. We're all pretending we've got a lot to show for it because admitting what a disaster it's been is too tough to digest. But come on, there isn't really an upside to Trump. A few days later, though, on the evening of January 6th, Carlson described Trump as a demonic force who could also destroy the network. Keep all that in mind as he continues on this constant backpedal. He's on Snerdley's show. Watch.
So I felt humiliated. Yeah, like what? And I thought then, and I think now that election was not on the level. It was not a free and fair election. I thought that then, I think it now. And so I was I wanted, evidence. I mean, there's no way the guy got 81. He got more votes than Barack Obama. Really? Whoever you think of Obama, I never liked Obama, but he's a really talented, very talented politician. And Joe Biden is senile and hid in his basement. Tell me how he got 81 million votes. So I've always thought that was not on the level. And so I said to the Trump people, you're saying that election was rigged. Send me some examples of it and I'll put it on the air. And one of them was these dead voters. Well, it turned out some of them were still alive. And I was so mad by the incompetence of that campaign, which was completely incompetent. I mean, completely, I'm like the one guy who's open-minded about the election being unfair. And that's what they send me. Anyway, whatever. I was mad.
I want you guys to see if that makes any sense. He was mad about someone sending him some kind of false information from about the election because he's open to exposing the lies. After being open to exposing those lies, he finds that these were also lies, and he was upset, which led him to say that Trump, I hate him passionately. Hope we don't have to talk about his ass ever again after this. Everything he's done was a waste of time and we're acting like something was happening. What do those statements have to do with you getting false information about the election? There's actually another wrinkle to that as well, but let's let him continue. I think he had one more part here, you guys, about him throwing this particular staffer under the bus for giving him that bad info.
And people forget this, that we say things. We're human beings. And we can say things in a peak of anger. And at that very moment, we're saying things in a peak of anger, but it does not represent the whole body of our thoughts.
Well, that's exactly right. And I was actually even thinking about it. It makes me mad now. I reached out to them, to this one Trump aide who's, I'm not going to name, he's a nice guy, but he's totally incompetent. And I said, I agree with you. There was something really wrong with this election. Send me evidence. And then to have the voters call in and be like, no, I'm still alive. It was like, I'm so embarrassed and mad.
So, Agent, see if you can make heads or tails of this, because I'm confused. This defense.
Well, I definitely think Tucker Carlson is afraid of alienating his right-wing base by virtue of the fact that he said these things about Donald Trump that I'm confident he meant when he said them, even though he's backpedaling now. Because the reality is that he needs to continue to have the corrupt MAGA followers to be loyal to him and to be loyal to Fox News, especially right now where you have individuals who are Team Trump like Steve Bannon out here essentially calling Fox News everything that he possibly can in the not so flattering way. And so there's a situation where you've got Tucker Carlson drawing in audiences of like 3.5 million viewers a week. And he does not want to lose that power. So if he has to mea culpa, he'll do it.
Isn't it odd though? But the part of his mea culpa is that, I got bad information from a Trump staffer about the election that he continues to defend and claim was somehow fraudulent. Still, as he said from the very top, I'm gonna defend him again tonight. So really fast, if you got bad information from a Trump staffer about the things that you've been defending him on and espousing on your show, then that means everything you've been saying has been false, right? And if you're so mad about it, why don't you stop? Or have you come up with something else? Because we still haven't seen it yet. He's continuing this cycle of it was someone else, it was someone else, it was someone else. But bro, you carried the water. When is it you? It's never him. It's always somebody else. But all this is an indictment of his credibility. Because now that he said, I carried water for someone who gave me bad, false information about that election that I continue to carry that same water for, you're saying you're a liar. Who are you mad at? The staffer who gave it to you, or you for continuing to push that same narrative?
Yeah, I don't think it's one way or the other. I think that he needed to look like the victim in the moment. So he created this whole idea of a staffer who gave him bad info. And so he's gonna push that narrative so that the focus is not so much on him, but on this person who gave him bad info. It's like, get out of here, you knew better, go away.
And then I think he realized once the point when people start hearing this and go, this doesn't make any sense, he gives another ridiculous laugh. He did like 4 times.
Yeah.
What does that have to, I don't know, it's really odd. I think it's a glitch in his system.